How's it going, everybody? C-RadTV back here in our video, and of course it's time for another Detroit Lions 2025 NFL Draft Preview. So in the last draft preview, we took a look at some of the top Day 3 running back prospects for rounds 4 through 7 of the 2025 NFL Draft. And in this video, we're going to continue on the Day 3 draft previews on offense and take a look at the top Day 3 wide receiver prospects the Lions should keep an eye on in rounds 4 through 7 of the 2025 NFL Draft, as there are quite a lot of talented wide receivers, as always, in the Day 3 to draft. You know, not only just find a receiver to be a good quality depth piece and a good weapon for Jared Goff to throw to, but maybe someone that can also be a good kick and punt returner too on special teams as well for that versatility. So we're going to go through some of these receivers here and see who the Lions should keep an eye on. So let's go. So the first receiver we're going to go over here, hailing out of TCU, standing 6'2", weight 215 pounds, we got Jack Beck. So for Jack's strengths, technical receiver, quick, clean breaks in his routes, good zone awareness when he finds soft spots in coverage, reliable target, only one drop in 2024, great body control, ball skills in contested catch situations, solid deep threat due to his belt speed and ball tracking, great blocker, plays with a strength to leverage. Background's a tight end, it shows up on a lot on film. High motor player, hustles on turnover, solid run after catch and yards after catch player, good vision and physicality. In terms of weaknesses though, poor athlete in terms of speed, explosiveness, and agility. His blocking can be inconsistent in terms of hand placement. He limits his runs after carries, opportunities with his tendency to body catch. Major injury concerns with an MCL injury in 2024 and a leg injury in 2023. In terms of NFL comparison, he's been compared to Juwan Jennings of the San Francisco 49ers. So, does a lot of things right. Really good in terms of yards after the catch. But a few health issues, it'll make it quite a gamble to take in the draft. And a gamble to keep an eye on. So, the next player we're going to go over here. Hailing out of Colorado, standing 5'10", weighing 170 pounds. We got LaJohntay Wester. So, for LaJohntay's strengths, great athlete, good speed, explosiveness, twitch. Good route runner, clean, crisp breaks, nasty double move. Good ball skills, impressive ability to work back to the ball. Excellent run after catch and yards after catch player. Also is a high-end return man. Good contested catch metrics for a small receiver. Shows enough blocking effort. Strength can steal off DBs. In terms of weaknesses though, smaller stature restricts him to the slot. Benefited greatly from free releases in the slot. Needs to prove he can beat press one-on-one. Average deep speed, smaller size limits his effectiveness as a deep threat. Knocked off line easily by physical defenders. An older prospect that spent 5 years in college. In terms of NFL comparison, he's been compared to Xavier Gibson of the New York Jets. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game, but, you know, the size limitation will limit him for sure. You know, maybe somebody that could be valuable on special teams. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Maryland, standing 6'3", weighing 210 pounds, we got Caden Prather. In terms of Caden's strength, explosive off the line, carries that quickness, energy all the way down the route. Great long speed for his frame. Fits the prototype of what an NFL receiver should look like, especially in terms of arm length. Type of receiver that can really be best used if led, because he can make hard grabs look easy. Had consistently good reps where he can beat the corner deep. Strong separator. Doesn't rely on frame to grab balls. In terms of his weaknesses, though, he needs to clean up his route running, wastes a lot of movement making his breaks, needs time to get through his cuts. Relatively physical during the route. Once the ball gets to him, has some difficulty getting up to the ball and beating the corner up top. Never found a good path to being a top receiver. Should clean up his hands and use his body to catch a decent amount of passes. In terms of his NFL pro comparison, that is, he's been compared to Denzel Mims of the St. Louis Battlehawks in the UFL. Overall, a lot of things to like out of Caden's game. A lot of things that need to be cleaned up, but I think under the right situation, someone to keep an eye on for sure. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Oregon, standing 5'8", weighing 165 pounds, we got Tez Johnson. So for Tez, his strengths, had some really fun gadget reps on his 2023 tape. Really twitchy, elusive, can create after the catch. Sudden movement skills in his bag, allows him to shake off defenders, can make splash plays. Goal line stuff is really strong. He's able to navigate underneath routes, work his way in a limited space, finds creases in that area. Very reliable for a 5'8" guy. Did some return work that shows he can bring more to a roster than just being a small slot guy. In terms of weaknesses, though, small in stature and in build. Doesn't handle physical coverage well. Cannot be trusted in tightly contested one-on-ones. Hands aren't great. Had some bad drops over years that are likely caused by small hands. Seems to have incredibly limited length as well. Going to run well. Not quite a game breaker, which is going to be a problem when he's so far behind everyone else in size. He can only be truly functional in the slot. Routes feel telegraphed. His hips were stiff. He's also been listed as a player that could disappoint in this draft class because his stock has been on the rise after he had an impressive Senior Bowl performance. His size and weight are deeply concerning when you're that slight and already have issues with drops at the college level. Holding on to the ball in the NFL is going to be a lot more difficult of a task. In terms of his NFL comparisons, he's compared to Tutu Atwell of the Los Angeles Rams. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game. He could really do some things in the goal line situation, but, the size limitations and some drops, might be limited to special team work. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Louisville, standing 6'2", weighing 195 pounds, we got Ja'Cory Brooks. So for Ja'Cory's strengths, extremely explosive off the snap, has some blinking, he'll miss at speed, quickness, should allow him to stretch the field vertically at route at the next level. Wants to play the ball at the beginning of the route, does some of the dirty work and press to get open and lose corners. Hits a soft spot in zone, knows his way towards the crease. Flashes some run after catch ability. He can usually shake off the first guy he lines up against. Great frame, tall, lengthy, matches up well with corners. In terms of his weaknesses, though, has some really terrible drops that dot the tape. Just couldn't seem to hold on when show fastballs came to him quickly. Kind of a stiff turner. Hips don't move well. Also contributes to dropped issues because he usually is not in position to make a clean catch. Worth questioning his effort as it becomes a tale of peaks and valleys. Sometimes starts the game hot, ready to use his athleticism, but becomes more lethargic, less stunned as the game progresses. In terms of his pro comparison, he's been compared to Isaiah Coulter, who plays in the Arena Football League. Damn, we're getting Arena Football League comparisons. Holy shit. Anyway, overall, a lot of things to like out of Ja'Cory's game, and a lot of things to like out of it. A few things to clean up, but, somebody to keep an eye on for sure. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Colorado, standing 5'8", weighing 167 pounds, we got Jimmy Horn Jr. So for Jimmy's strengths, extreme eccentric athlete, game-breaking speed, acceleration, solid route runner, good twitch, clean breaks, flashes ability to press at time when his releases off the line, experience on special teams, high-end return man, good ball skills, minimum drop on the season, impressive ability to work back towards the ball, dangerous deep threat due to his athleticism, ball tracking. In terms of weaknesses, though, extremely undersized, near historically low-weight in height numbers. His size creates issues when he makes catches in traffic or beats press man coverage. Size limits him to being primarily a slot receiver. Could be initially limited to a special teams role. Low effort moments at times when he runs routes or blocks. Has injury concerns, had a lower leg injury last season. In terms of NFL comparisons, compared to Jacob Cowling of the San Francisco 49ers. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game. Really good speed and very electric. But, the size is going to definitely limit his potential to where he's either going to be a backup slot receiver at best or at very best, as someone to keep an eye on for kick and punt returns on special teams. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Illinois, standing 6'2", weighing 210 pounds, we got Pat Bryant. So for Pat's strengths, wiry frame, good ball tracking, soft hands, makes tough catches thanks to his quick adjustments to placement, gives full effort even on plays where he has no chance at the ball, makes some really quick turns, breaks on curl routes, able to create space due to solid agility when he changes direction, very sudden mover, can create extra yardage after the catch, quick feet, head fakes, tracks the ball impressively, never suffers from miscommunications with the QB. In terms of weaknesses, though, not a natural separator without scripted routes, doesn't push the corner vertically, content to try to win a jump ball, not incredibly physical down the route, needs to explode better after the snap, doesn't threaten defenders on release. Oregon corners are able to neutralize him with better athleticism if you want to watch the tape there. He's more shifty than truly fast, needs to develop more routes than the typical curls and outs. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to free agent wide receiver Traquan Smith. Overall, a lot of things to like out of Pat's game, but, just needs to, just a few things he needs to get better at. It needs to be more physical, and get more of a development. But hey, maybe he could be something down the line in a couple years from now. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Virginia Tech, standing 5'8", weighing 180 pounds, we got Jalen Lane. So for Jalen's strengths, fun speedster type, quick steps, really high energy player, plants his foot well, can make a sudden move at the top of the route. Good about following his blocks, being elusive, can find space where there's none. Reliable gadget guy, can do some cool stuff out of the backfield. First step when he starts the route, explosive, able to trick the defensive back into going the wrong way. Gives him a cushion to make splash plays, can make an impact on special teams. In terms of weaknesses though, bubbles to catch at times, has bad catch habits all the way down the line. Needs to get better about securing the ball before he starts running. Rough and contested situations, almost never snags a pass with a guy on his back. Feasts more in manufactured touches than the average college wideout. Routes are a little messy down the line, not proficient in making horizontal cuts in a way that throws off defenders. He moves the ball a bit, not always in the right spot. Ran into his wideout teammates twice on tape, causing incompletions or turnovers. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to now retired wide receiver Bruce Ellington. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game, but needs to get better with needs to minimize the drop catches and not collide with teammates, so needs to get better route running. Maybe someone that could be something on special teams, because he definitely has the potential for special teams, especially with his size limitations. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Miami, standing 6'2", weighing 195 pounds, we got Sam Brown. So for Sam's strengths, absolute speed demon, cooked defensive backs at all levels of the field, consistently looked like the fastest guy in the gridiron. Seems like a good athlete in all aspects, has good reps at getting handsy, physical to fight a cube corner down the route. He can handle blocking duties, doesn't give up early in the play. Big effort guy, not going to sell out his QB. Jittery movement style allows him to get good breaks, can gain extra yardage after the catch. In terms of his weaknesses though, actual steps taken down the route are dicey. Relies on speed and physicality to get space, doesn't possess a lot of technical skills in route running. All his highlight reel reps are him running a straight line with no quick turns. Physical to fight corners, but doesn't have the body control to climb the ladder and make tough grabs. Lack of body control also means that slightly off-target throws are a no-no in this game. Needs the ball thrown perfectly to give his team his best work. In terms of his NFL comparisons, he's compared to Devontae Walker of the Baltimore Ravens. Overall, there are a lot of things to like out of Sam's game. Very fast, can get physical. Always plays with great effort. A lot of things that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell like for the Lions culture. I think somebody to keep an eye on here for sure. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of San Jose State, standing 6'3", weighing 210 pounds, we got Nick Nash. So for Nick's strengths, tall, wide out, handles the slot well, good arm length, can pluck balls out of the air. Does pretty well in one-on-ones with a guy on his back. Much better about catching the ball in front of him, keeping the QB at corner out of position. Impressive at the release point, good explosiveness, can quickly force the corner into their back pedal. Knowledgeable of zone coverage, can get into soft spots well. In terms of weaknesses, sufficiently athletic, doesn't have a particular standout trait. Speed's fine, he was used as a deep threat in the Mountain West. May have to adjust to a new role at the pro level though, which could take some time. Not quite flexible enough to make some NFL grabs, can be a little out of control of his body. Maybe a result of limited experience at wide receiver. Has a more natural fit on the boundary, may need time in the oven there. Expect his first contribution to be after his rookie season. In terms of his NFL comparisons, he's been compared to now retired wide receiver to Jay Sharp. Overall, a lot of things to like out of Nick's game, but he might have some difficulties adjusting to a new role in the NFL and may need some time to develop. Maybe something to keep an eye on that could be something a couple years down the line. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Colorado State, standing 6'2", weighing 192 pounds, we got Torrey Horton. So for Torrey's strengths, consistently catches passes outside his frame, physical player, capable of making catches in traffic, good blocker for a wideout, does a good job stealing defensive backs, good athlete, build up speed down the field, experience lining up in the slot and boundary, shows trick play potential, good arm talent for a non-QB, very good at selling routes in the run game. In terms of weakness though, he lacks the high-end fluidity or agility, not a good run after catch or yards after catch player. Mediocre route runners, sloppy breaks, poor release package, leads to issues consistently beating press. Not nearly big or athletic enough to get away with his play style in the NFL, and he had a major knee injury in 2024. In terms of NFL comparisons, he's been compared to Antoine Green of the Detroit Lions. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game, but, a lot of things that need to be worked on in the injury history. Honestly, I think there are better wideouts to go with him. So, in terms of Torrey, I'd say pass. So, the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Tennessee, standing 6'2", weighing 215 pounds. We got Brew McCoy. So, for Brew's strengths, great vertical speed, explosiveness for a big wideout. Good blocker due to his size, does a good job of properly stealing defenders. Flashes impressive body control when he works the sideline, keeps the speed inbounds, improved as a route runner in the past few years, reliable target on contested catch situations. In terms of weaknesses though, poor route runner, sloppy slow breaks, poor zone awareness when he finds soft spots to settle in, lacks an effective release package in order to consistently beat press coverage, awkward athlete, long strides, stiff lateral agility, has dealt with hamstring injuries. He faced a domestic violence allegation, although he was never charged for it. That led to his departure from USC. Older player who's going to be a 25-year-old rookie. Minimal special team experience. In terms of his NFL comparisons, he's compared to Devon Field of the Denver Broncos. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game, but the injury history plus his previous run-in with the law. Even though he was never charged, I think Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes will frown on that immensely, as that's not a good culture fit. Because as Dan Campbell said before, we don't want no turds in here. And I think that they're gonna look at his past, and I think that past is gonna make him look like a turd. So in terms of him, I think there are better options than Bruce. So I'm gonna say pass as well. So the next player we're gonna go over here, hailing out of Cincinnati, the college, not the Bengals. But anyway, hailing out of Cincinnati, standing 6'3", weighing 203 pounds, we got Xavier Henderson. So in terms of Xavier's strengths, big receiver, plays big at the catch point as a blocker, can high point difficult passes, good skill position blocker with the size, play strength, can effectively steal off DBs. Good athlete for his size with decent build-up speed and twitch. Flashes good awareness when he locates soft spots and zones. In terms of weaknesses though, clumsy mover who has long strides, not a high-end athlete, doesn't generate a ton of yards after the catch, mediocre route runner, sloppy breaks, lacks a good release package to reliably beat press man coverage, and he had a history of leg injuries throughout his entire career at college. In terms of NFL comparisons, he's compared to Nick Westbrook at Kime of the Tennessee Titans. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game, but, a lot of things that need to be worked up, plus his injury history has had issues stay healthy, so I think that's going to be a big factor against him. So, like I've said before with the last two, and I think this will be said here, I think there are better options in this draft class than him, so in terms of Xavier, I'm going to say pass. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Georgia, standing 6 feet tall, weighing 185 pounds, we got Arian Smith. So for Arian's strengths, elite speed, explosive athlete, demands special attention by defenses. Deep speed is dangerous, can outrun safety help. Track experience, had a 10.1 second 100-meter time at track. In terms of weaknesses, though, he lacks any nuisance as a receiver with poor ball skills, had 10 drops last year, and also lacks any nuisance in zone awareness and releases. Poor ball tracking skills, limits his effectiveness as a deep threat. Straight-eyed athlete, stiff mover, needs a lane to build up speed. Limited effectiveness as a special teamer due to lack of agility, poor ball security. He had a very concerning medical history with a broken wrist, a broken fibula, a broken ankle, and a torn meniscus, the whole 9 yards. In terms of NFL comparisons, he's compared to Anthony Schwartz of the Miami Dolphins. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game, but a few things needs to lack in, plus that medical history. I just think there's too many red flags with him. I'm going to say pass. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Virginia Tech, standing 6'4", weighing 215 pounds. We got Daquan Felton. So for Daquan's strengths, definition of a height, weight, speed projection. He's tall and long, will probably beat any other 6'4" guy in the NFL in a foot race. Has a big play flashes on his tape where he outpaces college corners. Can do really good work in space, and as a guy who goes up to get it, really muscles the defensive back out of his way to get his hands on the ball. Balanced all around as a player, has solid motor, will work through a physical corner impressed. And in terms of weaknesses, though, never really put it together production-wise. Always seems to be one of those dudes who just needs to take that next step. Some really bad focus, it dropped out on his tape. Absolutely disappeared against Miami as he was blacketed by their whole corner room, if you want to watch some tape there. He shows limited fight through traffic, doesn't flip his hits quickly, little stiff as a playmaker, bit old to be banking on the upside. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's compared to Equanimous St. Brown of the New Orleans Saints, a.k.a. Amon-Ra St. Brown's younger brother. Or older brother, that is, my bad. But anyway, in terms of Daquan, a lot of things to like out of his game, though, but, you know, just, he does a lot of things right. It just doesn't reflect on the production sheet, you know. Maybe under the right culture, he can really reach his potential. Maybe someone to keep an eye on. And the final wide receiver, the final player we're going to talk about inside this video, we have hailing out of Colorado State, 6'3", weight 205 pounds. We got Will Shepard. So for Will's strengths, good height, weight, can play on the boundary, flashes a good blocking in the run game, good ball skills, only 2 drops last year. Contested catch artist, utilizes his frame length, can secure difficult grabs. In terms of weaknesses, though, poor athlete without any notable vertical speed, agility, or explosiveness. Poor separator with mediocre releases, route running. Inconsistent blocker, sometimes doesn't put in enough effort in stealing a defender. Minimal special team upside and as a returner. An older prospect that played 5 years of college ball. In terms of NFL comparison, compared to Brendan Rice of the Los Angeles Chargers. Overall, there are a lot of things to like out of his game. Few things that he needs to clean up on and get better at. You know, maybe someone to keep an eye on under the right culture. But yeah, anyway, that'll wrap it up for this Detroit Lions 2025 NFL Draft Preview. So yeah, there are quite a few interesting wideouts to keep an eye on. Not only to get some more depth pieces and more options for Jared Goff to throw to potentially, but also maybe some guys on here that could have some experience on special teams for kicking punt returns so we can take some workload off of Jared. Yeah, definitely some names to keep an eye on here for sure. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for this draft preview. So, in the next draft preview, we're going to take a look at other offensive target weapons in the draft class. And next time, we're going to take a look at the top day 3 tight end prospects to see who the Lions should keep an eye on for rounds 4 through 7 of the 2025 NFL draft class. But that will be for next time. But anyway, that'll wrap it up here. That's all I got to say. Hope everyone's a great day, and I'll see you all whatever I make next. I'm out.